What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a legendary character review overall for Rogue, being the newest legendary in the game, as well as being the second legendary Horseman being required for the Apocalypse upcoming. So that said, guys, in case you may or may not have noticed, the second Scourge event is officially running. Famine. Time recording, 6 days remaining on this event, and just keep in mind, even if you guys are not able to hit the 500k points in the top right here to immediate unlocker, if you're able to land in that 400k mark, you are actually able to go to rewards, and being at the very bottom of the ranking, you still get a bare minimum of 40 shards. So I know a lot of players may or may not have forgot about that, but just keep in mind, even if you're able to hit 400k roughly, that's going to give you the 60 plus the 40 here, ultimately unlocking Rogue following the conclusion of the event. That said, guys, we're going to be going a deep dive into her kit overall, taking a look at each of her abilities, the T4 recommendations, and as well the Iso-8 confidence in terms of what you should be utilizing on a character such as Rogue. Being the leader here of this Unlimited X-Men team and getting notable benefits in Cosmic Crucible, she's definitely worth investing in. Overall, let's take a look at her kit. Mega Punch is her basic attack, and as you can see, this is a little different from other attacks we've seen. She's actually able to clear all barrier from a primary target and attacking for additional damage. Now, if the primary target does not have any barrier, she just does an additional bonus attack for the same amount of damage. So really good damage overall, and as well, I like the fact that it actually strips away the barrier from an enemy right away instead of just, getting it soaked up. The T4 here, however, only does increase the damage by 50%. In my opinion, if you guys are short on T4 materials, I'm not sure if it's worth, just because of the fact that you can see the damage increase isn't that significant. But she is going to be able to attack quite a few times, especially if you're planning to use a Striker Iso-8 on her to get that duplicating strike on any vulnerable enemies. Next up, Gloves Off, a very, very potent and powerful special ability. Actually, probably one of the strongest ones in the game, given its high energy cost here. So, essentially what she can do is she can apply all these negative conditions. This includes slow, defense down, offense down, ability block, heal block, disruption, as well also stealing away that speed bar turn meter from the enemy. On the flip side, everything that she's able to take away, she's also able to gain. It doesn't go one-to-one, but she's going to be able to gain any of the positive effects such as speed up, taunt, defense, offense up, immunity. Additionally, on top of that, she does always gain invasion and death proof. So just an added extra on top of this ability being used, and the turn speed bar actually going to her. So additionally, this attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. In Crucible, it gains additional focus on Crucible defense. She's actually able to target the enemy with the high speed bar rather than whomever the primary target is. So keep that in mind. It does ignore that taunt and stealth. By T4ing this ability, what's notable is actually gaining and applying the trauma on the primary target for 2 full turns. And on the flip side, she also gains Safeguard, ensuring that her positive buffs actually stay put and cannot get stripped away. And additionally, that last icing on the cake is gaining additional speed bar. So this is a no-brainer, easily a really top 5, top 10 ability in the game. 100% I would recommend it, just given the number of conditions that you can inflict, and as well the buffs that you can get, and that flipping of the turn meter. Anytime you have a character where you can manipulate turn speed meter in a turn-based game, they're going to get a significant edge in battle over the enemies. Next up, we got a Bell Ringer here for her ultimate ability, and she can attack the primary target for set amount of damage, ultimately applying a stun as well. Any enemies that she actually attacks as well, she's actually able to copy and clear those positive effects from the enemies with positive effects. She also additionally gains focus for this attack, also unavoidable and cannot be blocked, similar to her special ability. If you were to T4 this ability, additional damage that's very notable, being at 100% on the primary and secondary attacks, and being able to actually copy and clear 2 positive effects from each enemy impacted. So a very devastating ultimate. I like the fact that it only costs 3 energy as well, so you'll likely be using this ability even more than her special, which is kind of backwards because usually other characters, it's the other way around. I would also highly recommend T4ing this ability just because you get that notable increase in damage. Having the Striker Iso-8 on her is going to just replicate that damage, and as well, being able to actually just clear and copy those positive effects is going to make her very potent and powerful, and being a backbone of her Unlimited X-Men team. Last but not least, Southern Hospitality is her passive here, and as you can see on spawn, she's going to be applying defense up, that support to her Unlimited X-Men allies. In Crucible, they all gain actually Safeguard, ensuring those positive buffs stay put. On each of her turns, she's actually going to be able to heal for 10% of her max health, so having a high red on her is going to be really notable. As well, at the end of each turn, she's actually going to be getting defense up. She's always going to have that, and that's going to be the notable impact of her effect being felt by the team. when any X-Men, and keep in mind this does not include just the Unlimited X-Men, any characters that are tagged with the X-Men tag, they drop below that 50% health threshold. She's actually going to be gaining taunt to protect them as well. When she drops below 50% health, that's going to get cleared away. However, the safeguard does prevent that from happening, so just keep that in mind. I'm glad they added that in there, just so that way folks won't be confused. On top of that, gaining additional health damage. Unlimited X-Men also benefiting from that as well. And as well, whenever she has death proof, she's going to be gaining additional resistance, preventing her from really getting conditions at that point. Any clones of this character also gets a reduced max health and HP speed bar compared to them, just because I think this is a way to control how powerful the clones can be in case you use characters such as Mr. Sinister and trying to replicate her abilities. Lastly, with the T4 here, the spawn actually gives her the defense up for 2 full turns and gaining additional 10% drain per Unlimited X-Men ally on herself. So, I mean, this gives all the Unlimited X-Men team actually drain. So 100% I would recommend T4ing this. The additional defense up can be, night and day, especially when you're allowing your allies to actually get that defensive protection against high potent attacks. That extra turn is absolutely crucial. So special, her ultimate, her passive, highly recommend, and actually T4ing. And personally, I've already leveled up, but as you can see here, Striker is the one I would recommend, because we're going to have the Unlimited X-Men actually applying vulnerabilities, especially with characters like Gambit, that synergy with him being a Raider. She's going to be able to apply her basic attacks quite notably, and even better, when they don't have a barrier, she's going to be able to have a triple strike attack, just based on the additional strike, and then having Striker applying again on the vulnerability. So a very powerful legendary, guys. Definitely a top 5 in the game. And definitely, I'm considering actually bringing her in Dark Dimension 5, just with her being newer to the game, being usable for the Apocalypse event. This is why I'm actually bringing her up slowly, especially when I need legendary characters as well. So her being a mutant, I definitely think she's going to be a better slot in than characters such as Phoenix being involved. So there you guys have it. A quick overview of her kit, recommendations on her abilities, and Iso-8. I do highly recommend building her up if you guys can. Good luck in the rest of the event. Thank you as always, you guys. Do appreciate you checking my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.